Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to some Stampin' with your sunshine. That would be me. My name is Betty Weisbrook. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in St. Joseph, Minnesota, which is about 70 miles north of Minneapolis, St. Paul. So glad you joined me today. I have been having so much fun this week. I've had a little bit of downtime, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm going to be working with this new Enduring Beauty Bundle. It's got the mask and it's got a beautiful stamp set. It's on page 38 of the catalog. Here's some beautiful samples. Here is the stamp set. It's got some really nice greetings with it that you can use, or by itself. It's a beautiful stamp just standing alone. You can color it in with blends. You don't have to color it in at all. You can emboss it in black or gold embossing powders, whatever you would like. Very versatile, and you could never have too many flowers. Okay, that's my take on that. It comes with dies. So there's a die that goes for these greetings, at least these three, possibly that one too. And then there's some extra leaves, and then of course the big die that will be cutting out our big stamp. So I had to use my biggest block, which is F. Had to use my biggest block. And I know sometimes a lot of people have problems stamping with that. We forget about that so much. So I'm going to give you a few tips on that also. Here are the masks. There's five of them. And they have little notches in them. So I'm going to show you how we line that up. That should be really helpful for you. I'm trying to limit the number of colors I use just by getting same color, but you're going to get different shading with it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And okay, let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is I need to stamp this huge greeting. Look at how huge that thing is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it up. Oh, come on, here we go. I'm going to ink it up with my Memento Black. And because it's so big, I like to bring my stamp pad to my stamp, okay? And I am just tapping. Now with this one, because it's a linen finish ink pad, I can stamp fairly hard, not like these with the foam. But I just want to make sure that I've got it inked up really, really, really good, okay? So I go around a few times. Okay, now, this is a piece of scrap white. It's just like 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, okay, because it'll cover it. I'm going to put that right over the top, and then I'm going to take some of our grid paper, and my hand is going to become like the stamp, the block, okay? So I'm just going to rub over this. And if it doesn't work out, you know, we just have to redo it. So, all right, so I have that done. I'm going to put that away. Okay, now it's time to do some coloring. Wait, I got to cover up my Memento Black. For those that know me, I get kind of distracted easily. So I'm going to take the colors I'm working with. And how I chose the colors is last week I had a Stamp-A-Stack, and we used the Azure Afternoon ribbon. So when I ordered that out of the big catalog, Azure Afternoon is beautiful blue if you haven't seen it. I should have that card with me, but I don't. But that comes in a trio. It comes in Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly. So I used a lot of Azure Afternoon, so I need to start using up some of these things. And I think it's important, and I'm trying to do what I preach here, but it's important to use up what we have. Don't think we just have to go buy, okay? So I have about 7 rolls of my Lemon Lolly. It's beautiful ribbon. I'm in swaps next month, so I'm trying to plan ahead. Dennis and I will be leaving for Florida, so I'm trying to get my swaps done before we leave, and things like that. So that's how I chose my colors. I went with, what do I have excess of in an embellishment or something? So that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm starting out with Lemon Lolly. I'm going to be using Pumpkin Pie, and I'm going to use Parakeet Party. Did you notice my new grid? This new glass mat. This is what you can get from Stampin' Up! If you sign up to be a demonstrator. It's amazing. It comes with the mat it comes with this silicone mat, which I love because it stays really straight on my glass and it doesn't move. So these things I can actually leave on here and I've got a free hand. It also comes with, and this has been well loved, this silicone mat. And it's used mainly to clean it off, to clean this off, but I've been using it in a lot of other ways. So I love this. You can get this free, or you can get an additional $30 in product, all for $99. So you would have, it's $125 in merchandise for $99. Because of what's going on right now, the special, you can get this glass mat, which is valued at $60 free, or you can get an additional $30 in merchandise. So whatever you choose to do, but I am loving this mat. Look at how dirty my ink pads get. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with my Lemon Lolly. Now, another thing, you could use daubers. You could use our stamping sponges. I like to use the blending brushes, and it doesn't matter whether it's the big one or a little one. I have a variety of both right now because that's what works the best for me. Now, again, you could color this in with your blends, your markers, whatever you want. Okay, so here I'm going to start out now. So I've got this down. I noticed some people are washi taping this or doing that. I haven't had to do that, so I'm not going to. Why have one more step? So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Oops, I guess it does go. No, it goes this way. And what I'm trying to line up, and this first one is kind of tricky because you're lining up just the flowers. You're not lining up those leaves. So I'm just going to get this, and I know it's hard to see on camera. I'm really sorry for that, and I don't know a workaround, and I'm kind of new to this whole camera thing, but I've promised some people, my accountability group that I'm with, that I will do this, and I will do this today. I'm not going to edit it, so you're going to have a lot of bloopers, but that is just who I am. Okay, so I have this on here now, and all I need to do is take my blending brush. And typically I'm telling you to rub it, and you can do that. You can rub it, and see what's nice is this mat is holding my ink pad in place. I can also tap it. And then I'm just gonna hold with my one hand, and I'm just gonna start out very lightly, and then I'm gonna get darker and darker and darker and darker. And then I'm gonna ink it up again. And I like to start on this plastic shim that the stencil is cut out of. Okay. I want to make it a little darker. I don't know. I think I do. But okay, so now when I take off my mat, look at that. Voila. How quick and easy is this? This is like crazy. So now we're going to use, and the mats are numbered, and I don't know that they're really, you have to go in that order, but that's just how I'm going to do it today. Let's do it in order. They also have a little notch if you wanted to line things up better. I don't really need the notch because I can see what I'm doing. So maybe for some people, the notch is a good idea. It's a personal preference in my world. Okay, so now I'm going to do the first layer of my leaves. Okay, I got that ready. And here's I'm using a mini brush. I don't know why, I just am. So I'm going to do that. And I don't want it to be too dark. So I kind of brush off a little bit on this plastic shim. And then I'm just gonna go quickly rub this in. So you remember how we used to, and we still have, two-step stamping stamps, you know, to give you that look that we all like, you know, that 3D look. This is exactly what these masks do. This is like $10, this mask. I love it, and the stamp set. Okay, so I have that done. Now I'm going to still use Parakeet Party, and I'm going to do the inside of the leaves, like where those veins are. Now this is where you just have to line it up. I don't know, to me, the first time I did it, I thought, oh, this is overwhelming. It really wasn't hard. It does it by itself. But now this one is actually going to color in these little stems here on my flowers. I gotta go over just a little bit. There we go. And I'm gonna use the same Parakeet Party, but because we're just going into the veins, it's gonna look like I used two different ink pads, and I didn't. Okay, so now I got that. Okay, and I have just a couple more over here. Okay, so now let me take that off. And if you can see, look at the veining came out really nice. I'm loving this. So quick and easy. I struggle with the blending pen sometimes as far as, getting it shaded the way it should be and stuff like that. I'm going to close up these ink pads because I'm done with them. But now I am going to take, and this would be pretty just like this. You don't have to add anything else, but I am going to add some veining or some color to the outside of my flower. If I can, and you line this up, you'll see, I know it's really hard. I feel so bad that you can't see what I can see, but when and if you get these, you'll know what I'm talking about because you can line up these lines. There's lines in here and I'm just lining it up around the outside. And so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to take a pumpkin pie because I want something definitely darker. So I'm going to take my pumpkin pie and I'm just going to go over it just like that. And this will wash right off. By the way, I just take it to the sink and wash it off. It's plastic. It's like a shim, so it'll come right off. Okay, I want to get a little bit more in there. Okay, now look what happened. Come on, look what happens. Look at, this is absolutely gorgeous. I'm falling in love with this. And this is one of the first sets that I saw in the catalog. And I liked it because I'm always looking for words. And I liked it. And then when I saw it was with the mask, I got to be honest with you, I was a little intimidated at first. And then I got it and I've been playing with it and now I'm obsessed. So, and this is going to do these little dots here, these little inside of the flower and this one over here. So I just want to get that on here and I'm going to use pumpkin pie. You like my noises that I make? I know. I talk to myself. And come on, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to just go right over these little blotches. For a lack of a better word, it's a blotch. Okay, now take that off. And it just darkened it enough. I'm absolutely loving this. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut it out. So my plates from my Big Shot, my Stampin' Cut machine, they're very well loved, very, very well loved. So I am going to line this up and I'm going to run this over to my machine right here. And I didn't make another one, so let's hope I don't screw up. Got bubble in it. I got a bubble. Alrighty, let's try this again here. Note to self, have one done just in case. All right, I'm hoping I'm making you doing some laughing and giggling because this probably happens to you too. Okay, so now I have my card done. I mean, look at this. This is huge. This is beautiful. All by itself, it's absolutely gorgeous. I will probably add some Wink Stella to mine, but I didn't bring my Wink Stella over here. Part of the problem is Wink Stella right now is on back order, not available. So that's, that's sad. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm taking some Lemon Lolly cardstock. Of course, I don't have my bone folder, do I? Boy, I am not very organized today. All right. This, here it is. It's really gloomy here in Minnesota today, but it's unseasonably warm too. So I'm not going to complain because I don't like cold. I wish we did have more snow. This is one of the first ones I did and I really loved it. This was using Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green. No, not Granny Apple. Old Olive. And then the inside was a crushed curry. But this was going to be my first one. It was beautiful. But I didn't have any ribbon or enough ribbon because I'm going to make some swaps. So this means that Betty is going to be making about 70 swaps. Okay. So I don't want people to choose which color you want because for those of you that know me, choices are really hard because then that holds everybody up. Oh, I don't know what, I want them all. You know how when we go shopping, I want it all. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to grab my other adhesive. Oh, here it is. This mat too, I'm all over the board, squirrel, can really hold your ink spots if you're using ink spots or embellishments. That's another good reason to have those. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive back here. I do a phobo. I'm not sure if you guys have heard that expression before, but instead of putting a lot of ribbon back here, nobody's going to see it anyway. I like to have just a little bit of ribbon over the front. I love how our cardstock, our papers, our ink pads, how they all coordinate. And what coordination means is that they don't necessarily match. You know, they're a little bit lighter or darker, you know, but they coordinate. So you can even see how beautiful this ribbon is. Lemon Lolly on Lemon Lolly. It's absolutely gorgeous. My adhesive of choice is my green glue, my Tombow glue. I love it, I love it, I love it. But sometimes I have to use my snail too. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here. Lemon Lolly base. Put it on like so. Okay. And then I just need to add some dimensionals to the back. And since they're my dimensionals, I'm going to use quite a few because I want it to be nice and stable. I don't want it to come apart. Add one in the middle for measure there. Good measure. So I'm going to get this, throw that away. And then I just have to decide how I'm going to put it on here. Now, I know I'm not going to put a greeting on the outside. I like to put my greetings on. I don't like to put greetings on until I send the card, until I know where it's going to go. So I'm just going to put it on like this. And again, I think I have Wink. I know I do. What downstairs doesn't have Wink Stella? Everybody has to have Wink Stella. But I feel bad because you can't order it. I think it's next, no, maybe it's the 5th. But I'm just going to add a little bit of Wink Stella on some of these flowers around this side, and here, and here, and here, and there. So I don't know if you can, it's really hard to see, I know on camera, but maybe you can see some of the shine coming through. So I have that. And then last but not least, I always like to try to have some kind of an embellishment on my card. And I was going to use the dragonflies and the birds. Yeah, well, they're on back order. So I have some brushed butterflies that I think will be absolutely gorgeous with it. So I'm going to take my picker tool here. And you know, you need to do things in uneven numbers. So I'm going to take a big butterfly and put it here. And then I'm going to take a little butterfly and I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to take another little butterfly and I'm going to put that down here. Okay. And then on the inside, just a minute, on the inside, I am going to add a piece of, right here it is, a piece of white cardstock. Now, this is going to be a swap, so I'm going to just lightly tack this in because whoever I give it to, they might want to be able to take it out and stamp something into it. So when we do our swaps, I don't really put the inside in down unless there's nothing they can do with it. So that's going to be my card. Now, the other thing I could do, I made another one and I had the ribbon going up and down because this was a vertical card. This is a horizontal card. This is a vertical card. So I don't know which one you like best. Let me know in the comments. I just enjoy doing this. But then I added a little ribbon because I had some blank space up here and I didn't want to put too many butterflies on. So that is my card for today. Stay tuned. This is going to be one of my cards for my February club. For those of you that come to February club, or if you're interested in February club, head over to my blog, stampwithsunshine.com. I'm not sure if I know how to put links on this YouTube video, but I am a work in progress. So I really could use some positive, constructive feedback, very much so. So I really appreciate you joining me today. I'm trying different cameras to use. So this is a new camera I'm using. And I'm sorry that you can't see my face, but just know I'm smiling and I'm one happy lady today because I got this video done and I am so excited. But I will be sharing with you some other videos on in the next week here with club cards, because that's kind of what my focus is. So have a wonderful day. Bye.